What you were looking at there is the current state of the Mazda. Took it out to the shops yesterday, day before. Started sputtering and misfire on idle. Got a video here for it. Kind of annoying really, seeing as this came the other day. I wonder what it is. And the worst part is it's not even throwing a code or anything. I did actually plug the access port in to see if it was throwing code. Nothing. I'm kind of lost. This is beyond me. Unrelated. Cheers to Paul in the MPS Owners Club for sending me this and giving me a good deal on it. Good man. Hopefully we can get this installed in another video. I'll do a full install video, but I kind of want the car working before we start installing the access port and stuff. So for now I'm just using it to read codes that aren't showing up. Thinking it's because if you look at that map sensor, it's like glued in and taped on. The only thing I've done is I took the intake off to have a look, checked out the turbo, and everything's back together properly the way it should be. It must be that MAF sensor. It must be. Look at the state of that. It's not even screwed in. There's glue in the intake. So the plan is MAF sensor, and we're gonna swap the intake out and then do a full service. We're gonna do plugs as well and see if that solves the issue. So I'm probably gonna do that in another video and see if it fixes it. Actually just had arrived today, so we've got all the oil we need. Running Shell Ultra Helix 5W40, which is great for these cars. I wouldn't really recommend anything else. It's the general consensus, you want to be running Shell Ultra Helix, so I trust that. We've also got some Denso spark plugs as well, which there's a bit of controversy between the NGK and the Denso, so we'll see. So we'll get them installed as well once they arrive, and then hopefully that should narrow down a lot of the things that it could possibly be. It's now like day 4 or day 5 of working on the Mazda, and we've just had this come in. So from OP Oils we have the Denso MAF sensor, and then from VIP Motorsport we have the Cork Sport short ram intake. I did open it because I got too excited, but this is a really nice quality unit. And the spark plugs. I'm not going to do the spark plugs today because these are ITV22s, which are one step colder, and I thought it'd be a good idea to throw these in, but because I'm not running higher boost or anything, it could actually cause more misfires and, you know, exaggerate the problem. So we're going to get these installed on the Mazda and see how that goes. So here's a tutorial on how to install your Cork Sport short ram intake. God, that was a mouthful. I've had to do this take like 3 times. So first we need to loosen the top mount intercooler cover and take that off. Once that's done, the next job is to loosen the hose clamp connecting the intake to the turbo inlet hose. Once off, you need to push in the 2 pins to remove the breather pipe from the valve cover, and we need to swap that over into the Cork Sport silicone joiner. You just use the clip on the side to pull it out and place it into the Cork Sport one. You can see that done here. That's all connected, ready to go. We can connect the T-clamp and slide it on. You may need to twist the clips that are for the bypass valve holding on that pipe. If they're pointing upwards, the T-clamp won't connect up properly. Leave that T-clamp loose for now, and now it's time to slide on the MAF housing. There's an arrow on the side telling you which way it goes in. Then we slide on the pod filter. Make sure you put in these T-clamps onto the right sizes, onto the which end they need to go on. Now we need to install the MAF sensor. I'm using a new one here, so we're going to get that one installed. Make sure the MAF sensor is properly seated in the housing, otherwise you'll have air gaps and it can cause leaks and it can cause your car to run lean, so be careful of that. Then it's just a case of plugging it in. Once done, check for any gaps, any leaks, and then you're ready to start the car. Oh, and don't forget to tighten these back down and put the cover back on. So we got that installed and it made absolutely no difference. Nice. But I think I might have actually sorted it. So the intake and everything needed doing anyway. We've got the new MAF sensor in, all that stuff. All really nice. I really like the cork sport stuff. What I noticed is on a cold start, it's still doing it, but I let the car warm up for a while, looked under the bonnet, and I heard this hissing noise by the blow-off valve. Now, after playing around with the vacuum line that's on the top of the blow-off valve, I could stop the hissing and change it, and I thought maybe it's because the EGR rubs up against it. I'm going to put up a photo right now, or maybe the video from one of the clips from the previous video, and you will see the top of the blow-off valve vacuum line is facing towards the front of the car. When I installed everything back together, the blow-off valve vacuum line was facing the back of the car. Now you think that makes absolutely no fucking difference because it's a vacuum line and it's sealed and it doesn't matter which way, because the top of the blow-off valve twists, it moves around. But when I flipped it back towards the front of the car, it stopped hissing, and I think the engine cover sits tightly down on that vacuum line and seals it better. So I don't know maybe if it's the wrong size vacuum line, but it doesn't seem to seal properly, or it's actually pushing up against the EGR, not the EGR, the valve, the crankcase valve ventilation, and causing it to pull away a little bit and causing it to hiss. So I'm letting the car cool down now, and what we're going to do afterwards is we're going to start the car from cold again, now that the vacuum line's facing to the front of the car, and see if that makes any difference. I'll be interested to see what it does. Well, she seems happy enough now. Taking it out for a good run seems fine. So it is now day 4 or 5, or 6, or 7, of trying to fix the Mazda. I actually took it for a 300-mile road trip yesterday, and it was absolutely fine. And I've started up today as well, completely cold, and it seems happy enough. Yes, I am sunburned and everything, and all shaven and stuff. So I'm happy with that. Must have been that vacuum line. Who'd have thought? Simplest things. Always check your lines when you're putting stuff back together. And maybe you can avoid spending £400 in parts. But like I said, it needed doing, so that's one more thing off the list. Next video is going to be doing the service, because I never actually got around to doing that. Then the video after that is probably going to be installing the cob access ports. If you're interested how to do those on an MPS, then like the video and subscribe and comment on it in case I said anything wrong in this video, because there probably is a few things wrong. But I think I did pretty well. So yeah, have a good day, a good warm day.